Hula Hoop from the inside gate was first to leave from Pine Puppet. Lady Silk third, then Beautiful Mimsar on Demi Point, racing very awkwardly early. Hanging out off the track and on her outside is A to Z, and Batanjabi Bay's not far away. Now on Demi Point, quickly hurried forward by Craig Agnew to lead going down the back of the course, and at the 1400 metres, it's on Demi Point, a length and a half Pine Puppet, 3/4 to Beautiful Mimsar, a length to Lady Silk, and on its inside Hula Hoop. Second last is A to Z, and close up Batanjabi Bay the inside. They run along the back of the track and head down to the 1200, and the pilot is on Demi Point with a break of 3/4 of a length on Pine Puppet. In third position at the moment is Beautiful Mimsar, followed by Lady Silk and Hula Hoop. About 2 lengths Batanjabi Bay and a half to A to Z the outside as they leave the back straight and go along to the High Street side of the course, and the orange trained on Demi Point is the leader. 3/4 Pine Puppet, Beautiful Mimsar 3 off the rails. Third, Lady Silk is fourth, Hula Hoop on her inside, and 2 lengths A to Z and Batanjabi Bay. Half a dozen lengths covers the small field at the 800, and on Demi Point shows the way about a length Pine Puppet. Beautiful Mimsar well held together by J.A. Cassidy. On its inside is Hula Hoop, and then Lady Silk, Batanjabi Bay, and A to Z brings up the rear with 550 metres left to go. And still it's on Demi Point leading from Pine Puppet. Third is Beautiful Mimsar. Hula Hoop is locked away from Lady Silk. A to Z has gone to the extreme outside, and Batanjabi Bay trying to get a run up on the inside of A to Z, but the rider on A to Z is succeedingly holding this rider of the well-backed Batanjabi Bay in a pocket. Now at the 250, Pine Puppet hit the front on Demi Point, gave in weakly. Beautiful Mimsar's after Pine Puppet, and about 3 to Batanjabi Bay. Or Beautiful Mimsar wanted to hang in badly. Jimmy Cassidy stops riding her, straightens her up, and she quickly put paid to Pine Puppet, who's coming again, but Beautiful Mimsar's going to be too good. And Beautiful Mimsar, a short neck Pine Puppet, third Hula Hoop, then Batanjabi Bay, A to Z on Demi Point, last Lady Silk. Officials, number 1, the winner, Beautiful Mimsar. Jim Cassidy has paid 160 and 120. 160 and 120.
170, 120 on Super Tab. 2 Pine Puppet, 290, no third.
Track that fancied Beautiful Mimsar was certainly able to afford themselves of a much better quote in the black for the last 10, 15 minutes of betting, and stayed there. Number 1, the winner. Number 2 will be second, and that's Pine Puppet. It'll pay 290. And there'll be no third for number 5, Hula Hoop. The winner by Snardy from Mimsar, a brown mare 4, Gay Waterhouse for His Excellency Nasser Lutar. The runner-up, Pine Puppet by Northern Fred from Lady Dignitas, a grey mare 5, Paul Perry, Glenn Boss, and a Hula Hoop, a bay mare 4, Hula Chief Merriment, Jeffrey Maynes, Kevin Moses.
Dearly placed in the 10th, 3 from 5 and 6. The last race 11 will close it up. The David Young 5th grade stake over.
Racing. They've gone away in a good line near the inside Newman Park. The bolter away okay with Comet King. Going up on the outside there is Centre Century. And from a wide gate shows on getting forward around Rouge Fur. Richland drifting back into the field and making ground over on the outside to be amongst the leaders. Prime Shine as they settle. Drink Card Princess back with Flowing Arc, and Abolition is last. They've gone by the 1400 metre mark, and the leader Newman Park 2 in front of shows on 2 to Prime Shine. A length Rouge Fur over on the inside, 3 parts to Centre Century. A length to Comet King, 1 1/4 off, then Richland behind it, Flowing Art, Drink Card Princess, and 2 1/2 last of all is Abolition, heading towards the 1000 metre point, and the leader Newman Park, a length and a half in front of shows on, 2 1/2 third Prime Shine, a length and a half then to Rouge Fur over on the inside from Centre Century, 1 to Comet King, a length and a quarter off then to Richland behind it, Drink Card Princess, Flowing Arc, and last of all is Abolition as they go past the 800 metre mark. Newman Park about to be joined by shows on as they head up towards the turn. In third place Prime Shine. Rouge Fur is running third now, getting past Newman Park, a length to Centre Century, Comet King, Richland, well back Flowing Arc, Drink Card Princess, and still last of all is Abolition, but shows on leads them around the turn and kicked away here. Got a good break heading towards the 400 metre mark from Rouge Fur, who's giving chase over on the outside. Richland running on, then Drink Card Princess, Centre Century and Comet King at the 300 metre mark, and shows on joined by Rouge Fur, was left in front a long way from home. Shows on and going to the lead now is Rouge Fur. Centre Century battling away, Flowing Arc from a long way back, and then Abolition, but Rouge Fur in front, 100 metres left to go. On the outside, Centre Century, Flowing Arc, and down the outside, Abolition, who ducked in badly there, but Rouge Fur wins comfortably by 2 lengths to Centre Century and Flowing Arc. Abolition may have nearly run a place bar for ducking in badly 100 metres out. Then Comet King, Richland behind it, shows on. Well, he was left in front a long, long way from home. Then Drink Card Princess, Prime Shine, and tailed off Newman Park.
And number 1, Rouge Fur, with 3.10 the win, 1.50 for the place. 8 Centre Century, 4.70, and third 7 Flowing Arc, $2.60.
1 Rouge Fur, $3 140. Number 8 Centre Century to pay $5.80, and 7 Flowing Arc, $2.50 on Super Tab.
300 metre mark so badly even that it's missed a place. 187, 1.8 and 7 in 143.1. Again, no sectional. The winner, number 1 Rouge Fur, ridden by Dan Brereton. Second in to number 8 Centre Century, Jason Patton. And third was number 7, and that was Flowing Arc, ridden by Paul Gatt. Officially fourth, number 5 Abolition, and fifth then was number 6 Comet King. It's been...
Also Paint turning on the speed. Coogee working over quickly from the outside and streaking round them. Chili's on the outside. Paint took the lead. Chili's now on its outside, a length and a half. La Rose Noir. Coogee Walk is right there. Then a length and a half as they work the Shiner. Then getting back a little on the inside. Mars Party from Mr. Victory just ahead of it. Then Vegas got back now from then Crisp and Clear. And Rebel is back now. They're Born to be Wild back with Star Dancer as they come down 600 metres to go. The leader is Paint on the inside. Chili's right there, a length and a half. La Rose Noir. Coogee Walks right there also. Then the Shiner as they come round the turn 2 back behind them. Mr. Victory from then Mars Party the inside with Vegas. Into the straight now. Chili's took the lead. Paint on the inside, still there. Here's now Coogee walking down the outside. The Shiner joining issue on a big run. Look at Rebel down the very outside. Paint in charge now. Coogee Walk and Shane Dye going after it. Paint, Coogee Walk has got its nose in front and Rebel's coming at the 2. Coogee Walk, Rebel on the outside. Coogee Walk and Shane Dye have got the money. Coogee Walk has beaten Rebel. Paint third, then followed Vegas. Next behind them then was Mr. Victory, followed home behind them the Shiner, Crisp and Clear, then followed Born to be Wild, then Chili, Star Dancer, and back Mars Party and La Rose Noir.
At 6 Coogee Walk to pay $460, $180. 8 Rebel to pay $250, $220 for 3 Paint.
Moving up Sydney, Ron Dufficy.
Club here, $1,000 a win. Number 11 Counter Shot, Foxtrot.
The back in company with Passive Resistance, and the favourite, the Grail, easily got the best of the start. Jumping out pretty well was Danorama. Iron Brew shooting up, and Hamaki is not far back with Alcides, and then comes Mr. Right. A length and a counter shot, followed by PK's Revenge, and out off the track next as they sort themselves out was Crimson Pilot over on the inside rail, not a mistake, and 2.5 Passive Resistance, and a good margin then to Paramin. A length Prince Rautai Signature, and Ivory Walk is the tail ender. 800 to go, and the Grail right across onto the rails now, leads more than a length. Alcides, Iron Brew travelling ungenerously third, Mr. Right fourth, then Danorama, PK's Revenge and Hamaki, and around the outside Crimson Pilot from Counter Shot and Not a Mistake, and then Passive Resistance. A length and a half further away is Prince Rautai. Paramin's got 2 behind it, and they are Ivory Walk and Signature. The Grail leading comfortably as they race to the bend. A length or so on Alcides, so the favourite is leading the second pop. Third, about a length away, Mr. Right, followed closely on the outside Crimson Pilot, and then a gap to PK's Revenge, Not a Mistake, Prince Rautai, down to the 250, and the Grail shaken up. Alcides a half length away, and a similar margin third, Mr. Right, and 2 lengths further away on the field on the outside. Parawin starting to run home pretty well. 100 out, the Grail is the leader. Parawin is starting to close the gap, but the Grail still in front, and the Grail beat Parawin and Mr. Right on the Alcides. Crimson Pilot, Passive Resistance, Counter Shot, Not a Mistake, Prince Rautai, Ivory Walk, Signature, Hamaki, and then Danorama, followed by PK's Revenge, and last of all was Iron Brew.
To the Grail, Super Tab, 310 and 150, 10 Paramin, $16.20, 6 Mr. Right, $4.
Been able to score at 330 and 170. 10 Paramin got home well second, will pay $11.20, and 6 Mr. Right in third spot, $4.40. The time was 1:24.56. That's 2.36 outside Dissertation's class record. Nice horse, this fellow, the Grail. He's only had 3 starts for 2 wins, and he ran 5th at his debut at Warwick Farm. He's by Quest for Fame. But gee, I'm impressed with the stock of this English Derby winner, Quest for Fame. He's a lovely horse, and of course standing the past season up at the Inghams. He's been there for a couple of seasons, of course, and the good thing about him, he can get young horses too, horses 2-year-olds to win. So he's got a tremendous future ahead of him at stud. This horse, Quest for Fame, and the Grail, a nice type of son of Quest for Fame at Orison, and trainer John Hawkes.
About to go in. She's
Going to be 11.20 for Paraman, Mr. Right 440, 105.70 Quinella, Exacta 161.10, Trifecta $1,420 on the third event. Paraman was certainly the big run in the race. He absolutely flew home. Now only 1 or 2 to go in at Bega, and here's Chris.
Thank you, Matthew, and good to finally be on air. Sky Channel from the coverage at Bega here this afternoon. It's a humid day, very stormy, a few electrical storms around the area, and that's the reason that we had so many problems. But they're rectified now. Let's keep the fingers crossed for the rest of the day. Handy Score comes up, so Radical Lass will be the last. And Radical Lass coming up to join the line. The top weight, Mr. Quongtart, is the favourite, showing 260. He's got a bit of weight here, 58 kilos, but his form has been pretty good for the race of this type. Radical Lass stands up, Handy Score. Mr. Quongtart has settled the favourite. It's a little bit edgy. Thunder in the background. And they're racing. Handy Score missed it slightly. Miss Marja Kid got away fairly quickly. Radical Lass ridden hard. And Imarula pushing up. And there's the favourite, Mr. Quongtart, also driving through looking for the lead. So it's a pretty keen go for the lead. And the favourite and Toppy will take over, Mr. Quongtart. Greg Farah drives him through to lead. 1 length on Fleur de Luna, the other equal favourite. Handy Score's on the inside. Radical Lass, it's outside. 1.5 away came Imarula, Miss Marja Kit and Silk Wahini's at the tail. About 7 lengths cover them. They're inside the 900 metre mark. Mr. Quongtart the favourite. 3 parts for length, Fleur de Luna. Handy Scores on the inside third. 1 to Radical Lass, 2 to Imarula. Silk Wahini's pushing up on the outside back there at the tail of the field. They race now onto the other side of the course, about 700 out. Mr. Quongtart pushed by Fleur de Luna on the outside. 2 away, Handy Score being ridden along from Radical Lass. Imarula is well back. Miss Marja Kit and Silk Wahini the tail. They're racing to the 400 metre mark. Mr. Quongtart, he's still in front. Fleur de Luna dropped off. He's a half length away. Handy Score getting up along the inside, and a gap then Radical Lass into the straight. Mr. Quongtart the favourite, turned for home, a length clear on Fleur de Luna. Handy Score gets the rails run. Mr. Quongtart inside the 200 just in front. Handy Score on the inside coming at him. He's pulling out plenty, Mr. Quongtart. Handy Score is getting to him now though. Handy Score got to Mr. Quongtart, and Handy Score went on to score from Mr. Quongtart. Radical Lass third, then Fleur de Luna, Miss Marja Kit, Imarula and Silk Wahini at the tail. He just got tired under the 58 over the final stages, the favourite, Mr. Quongtart. And Handy Score, Ray Silburn has pushed through to get the money. Number 5, Handy Score, $9.80 and $3 for the place. Just before they jumped, Mr. Quongtart should pay $1.60 for second. At under the 58 kilos, over the 1,400 metres, which was always a bit of a risk with him, he just couldn't pull enough out to hold out Handy Score. Handy Score's trained by Nancy Jones at Maria at Chestnut Gelding 3. Handy Proverb at Estretto, ridden by Ray Silburn, trained by L. Young, ridden and owned by Mrs. N. Jones. So Handy Score, too good for Mr. Quongtart, ridden by Greg Farah, and third should be 4 Radical Lass, ridden by Ron Bundy. There'll be no third dividend. The first 2 races, Sky Jewel took out the first. We didn't have the coverage. The second event went to Tats Regard, and now the third going to Handy Score, bowling over the favourite. Be back with the call of the fourth at around 3:43.
Okay, Chris, Flemington then.
Racing now, they've jumped away in a perfect line. Litmus straight out the back. Away quickly, Dry Humour from over on the outside, and going away smartly to Kilat Cuda. Ruline, Hunza Court, Senior Sergeant, then another luster, and about 4 or 5 last of all is Litmus as they race past the 1,200 metre mark, and Dry Humour in front here being pressured on the outside by Kilat Cuda, 2 lengths to Hunza Court. Then over on the inside of it was Ruline from Johanna's Lady, another 2 lengths to Senior Sergeant, another luster, and 4 or 5 last of all is Litmus. Up towards the 800 metre mark they swing now, and the leader was Dry Humour, a neck in front of Kilat Cuda, a length and a half then to Hunza Court. Ruline in the box seat, between runners Johanna's Lady, 2.5 then to Senior Sergeant being ridden up from another luster, and 2 last of all is Litmus, about to tack on 600 metres out. Dry Humour's been worried silly by Kilat Cuda, who's under the whip, making a line of 3 Hunza Court. Behind those runners Ruline waiting for the run, deeper out Johanna's Lady and Senior Sergeant wide out on the track from another luster, and Litmus at the tail, 400 out, and Dry Humour in front, tackled now by Ruline. Senior Sergeant the other one on the outside, and Hunza Court are there. Further back in the race Johanna's Lady. Litmus is not in the event. Dry Humour finding something at the 200-metre mark. Rulin is trying to get to it, and Senior Sergeant on the outside. Dry Humour 100 metres out, giving plenty. Senior Sergeant now starting to run on. Dry Humour in front. Senior Sergeant on the outside going to it and got there. Senior Sergeant on the line beat Dry Humour. Rulin third. Fourth, Hunter Court. Then came Litmus, who was never a threat. Behind it, another luster. Johanna's lady, and last in was Killat Cuda.
Number 5, Senior Sergeant, 4.20 the win, 1.70 the place. 3, Dry Humour, 1.50. 2, Rulene at $1.50.
5, Senior Sergeant, 4.30 and 1.60. 3, Dry Humour, 1.60. 2, Rulene, 1.40.
Has picked it up, and Greg Childs just stopped riding right on the line, which gave the indication that he'd got there. 5.32 official. 5, 3 and 2 in 122.5, 122.5, and the last 600 in 34.7. So that
third at Morfordville, 1.
Jumped at a pretty fair line too. Actually, first away was Hockney. Commencing well was Man of Mars, and going fast elite score. Captain Dash trying to burn the lot of them off. From Tina Star at about 2 lengths to Graham's Choice Sandpaper Lane, and a length and a half further away at the tail of the field Punt. Down past the 700, Captain Dash just leading from Man of Mars. A length and a half elite score third, and then Tina Star, Hockney a trifle wide, followed by Graham's Choice, second last Punt, and Sandpiper Lane had dropped out to last as they commenced the run around the corner and nearing the 400. Man of Mars the outside, and Captain Dash hanging a shade a length. The Hockney elite score, Tina Star down to the 250, and here Man of Mars with his nose in front from Captain Dash. A length the Hockney and a length the Punt at the 200, and Captain Dash is fighting back solidly. He beat off Man of Mars. Hockney on the outside is the only danger to Captain Dash, and a big danger is Hockney. Hockney cruised to Captain Dash, beat him off, and away goes Hockney to win from Captain Dash. Nothing between Man of Mars and Punt for third from Sandpiper Lane. Elite score Tina Star, and last was Graham's Choice.
6, Hockney, 290, 130. 1, Captain Dash, 170. Will stand by for third.
Winner at 3.30 and 1.40. Second placing going to number 1, Captain Dash, 150. He's pretty close for third here between Man of Mars and Punt. Man of Mars was 150, and Punt number 4 showing a dividend of 240. Well, the
Greyhounds 5.71 on the previous, please note. 5, Emmaville Road from 7 Deep, Dig Deep Dino, and 1 Young Stribling got third. 3/4, 26.89 the time.
Nice wages, and obviously plenty of stable supporters threw in for a nice result here on Hockney. As I mentioned in the updated market, Hockney was very, very well tried. The tote favourite was Man of Mars, 2-1 from Hockney, 5-2, and they jumped. But as far as the bookies were concerned, Hockney was around a 2-1 and a clear-cut favourite over Man of Mars at about 11-4, equal with Captain Dash. So Hockney, like the Grail, is by quest for fame. Here come the full placings. 6, 1 and 2, they are official. Hockney first, Corey Brown. Captain Dash second, Bob Alyssa. Man of Mars third, El Maloney. Number 4 ran fourth, that was Punt, John Powell. Fifth went to number 7, Sandpiper Lane. And 6th to number 3, Elite Score. So the superfecta, 6, 1, 2, 4, 7 and 3. Here, Quest for Fame, Artistic Princess, the breeding of Hockney, Abaya Brown Gelding 3. First up since the 15th of Feb last year. John Hawkes for the Inghams, Corey Brown. He's getting plenty of riding from the Crown Lodge establishment and doing very well for them. Captain Dash second. He just can't quite break through this time by Rustic Amber from Dance and Singer, Bay Gelding 3, Cobber Elliott, Bob Alyssa, and Man of Mars showed plenty of speed but weakened in the last 150. An Ideal Planet Gelding from Keen Dame Bernie Howlett, the trainer. A neck by 2 1/4 the margins, a neck by 2 1/4. The time was 58.71, record 56.90, and sectionally 35.10. Quinella 5.40, Exacta paid 9.60, and the trifecta at $28.80. More Sydney in just a moment.
Round 470, Frost Free at 4.20, 2.80 for All Tangled Up, and Cityscape at $7.10. So Bega running up against all the city clubs today, but they're on at Bega in New South Wales, and they're moving in for their next race. Flemington. The Standish Handicap's coming up. Apple Danish is Rod Gallegos' tip, race 5, number 7. Rock You at 540, 23 Grand Bay, 16 Royal Discard, 18 Centivi, Jugulators at 770, Apple Danish 10, Del Sol 32, 810 Rye Hero and Hong Kwok Star at $12 for the 5th event in 4 minutes. So Rock You, I think, is the favourite unless there's one shorter amongst the rest, but 9 to 2 is probably about right for him. $10 mint condition, 80 Pride of Rancho, 12 Always a Chance, 19 Lord Matthew, 54 Lord Wintack, 38 Savannah War, 13 Source of Divorce. He's got excellent form, Rock You, but plenty of weight. John thinks he'll win to beat Jugulator and Rye Hero, 159 for the Standish at Group 3 level. They're just about ready at Bega, and here's Chris.
Count Rika will be the last. They bring Count Rika along. The favourite all tangled up. He's been a little bit easy in betting. On course, they're all locked away and ready to run in the 4th at Bega. The starter moves into position and they're racing. All tangled up, the favourite stood there, missed it by 5 lengths. And Tenacious Fool on the inside began quickly with Autumn again, and Just Brad is driving through to join the leaders in the early stages. Cityscape makes up ground in a hurry, followed by Frost Free, Count Rika, and All Tangled Up, the favourite, tailed off by a further 4. He's about at 10 lengths from the leader. 700 metres left to run, and Tenacious Fool the inside. Just Brad on his outside. They share the lead. Frost Free, the first starter, pushing up. He goes up now to join the leaders. Autumn again has the sit on them. About 4 away, Count Rika and All Tangled Up are starting to tack on, and Cityscape was up on the outside of that leading division. They're racing towards the 400, and Frost Free, the first starter, goes to the lead. Cityscape going with him the outside. Autumn again was tracking them as they're about to turn from Just Brad. Tenacious Forward, All Tangled Up from Count Rika. Into the straight now, racing to the 200. Frost Free is joined on the outside by Cityscape. Autumn again puts in a run, and then Just Brad on the outside. Cityscape and Frost Free, they're battling it out. Cityscape and Frost Free. Cityscape doing a little bit the better, and Cityscape will get home from Frost Free. Autumn again was third. Now they were followed in by Count Rika. Next in would have been Just Brad, All Tangled Up. Well, the favourite, he stood in the stalls and missed it by 5. Probably best to hang on to your tickets there. And Tenacious Foo was at the tail.
All right, we'll see if there's any further news. 837 on race number 4. Certainly did miss it considerably, that favourite. $6.60 and $3.30. Frost Free, $1.90 and no third for Autumn again. That's Bega. Now Flemington, good race coming up, the Standish Handicap. Yep.
Racing now. Jugulator near the inside and mint condition came out okay. Rock You Away fairly with Lord Matthew, Hong Kwok Star and Source of Divorce. Now they're going to the outside, the rest of the field going to the inside. Rye Hero Always a Chance, working up Pride of Rancho, Grand Bay and Centivi with Flying Feet has gone to the lead over there. Behind that runner then was Del Sol, Apple Danish and Royal Discard further back in the field. At the 800 metre mark, over on the outside, the leader here, Jugulator, with mint condition, Rock You, Lord Wintack, Hong Kwok Star and Source of Divorce. Over on the inside, it's Centivi, a mile out in front. 4 or 5 to Grand Bay, Del Sol. Rye Hero a length away to Pride of Rancho. Behind it then would have been Lord Wintack. Deeper out, Royal Discard, Always a Chance and Savannah War. 400 metres out, Centivi on the inside by 4 lengths to Apple Danish. Grand Bay under the whip, then Rye Hero struggling from Del Sol and Royal Discard down the outside. Hong Kwok Star, Jugulator, Rock You after the mint condition. Lord Matthew and Source of Divorce. They're across the track. Apple Danish at the 100 metre mark took the lead on the inside. Out wide, it's Hong Kwok Star in front here. It's Hong Kwok Star, Apple Danish, Hong Kwok Star, Apple Danish. Oh, dearie me, they're across the track. Hong Kwok Star, the outside, Apple Danish. Third placing, Jugulator. There too, Source of Divorce with Lord Matthew, Rock You. Now over on the inside, Centivi, Del Sol, and also Pride of Rancho, Always a Chance, Rye Hero, Grand Bay, Savannah War, Royal Discard, Lord Wintack, and mint condition pulling up near the tail of the field.
If it's 10 Hong Kwok Star, $15, $4.20. The other one, 7 Apple Danish, $10.60, $3.30 for third. 5 Jugulator at $2.60, 17 Source of Divorce, $4.20.
Close go, number 10, Hong Kwok Star, if it gets it, $15 and $4.30. Number 7, Apple Danish, $11, $10, $3.60, if it gets it. And 5 for third, Jugulator, $2.50, or number 17, Source of Divorce, $4.30. Here we go with the placings.
7 and 5. So 3 of the place getters have come down the outside and the only one figuring on the inside.
Moving in Perth.
He won't lead, and in fact Newshawk just in front, not for long, conspicuous. lead, and in fact Newshawk just in front, not for long, conspicuously hits the front now, and as they travel 300 conspicuously from Mars King, third the outside, now going to second. He's pulling and reefing Bowl Phoenix. Newshawk is fourth, and then about 2.5 to 3 lengths Old Man, a length Jahaldi. Heading along to the 1200 marker, and Boss has conspicuously leading the way, a length on Bowl Phoenix. He won't settle Bowl Phoenix. Third is Mars King, followed by Newshawk, and a couple of lengths to Jahaldi. He's pulling his head off and on his outside and neck back Old Man. Around the first corner they go and down towards the 900, and conspicuously making play a length and 3/4 Bowl Phoenix. Ahead third on the inside is Mars King. 2 lengths then to Newshawk, 2.5 Jahaldi and a neck to Old Man. No change past the halfway marker, and conspicuously leads out by about a length on Bowl Phoenix, giving the jockey a very torrid time. Third is Mars King. Well, the favourite's travelled smoothly on the inside. He hasn't wanted to over-race. Newshawk is starting to slide up to the leaders, followed by Jahaldi, and still a length to Old Man. Racing to the bend, about 6 or 7 lengths between first and last, and conspicuously straightens up about a length and a half. Newshawk almost a run for Mars King. Bowl Phoenix dropping off. He's pulled himself into the ground down to the 250, and Newshawk is out after conspicuously, and Newshawk draws level and quickly takes over from conspicuously. Mars King not travelling on with it, followed by Old Man, but Newshawk is in full flight. Mars King in second place, starting to make some ground on Newshawk, but it'll be all too late. And Newshawk for the money, a half to Mars King, a distant third Old Man, fourth conspicuously Bowl Phoenix, second last, and absolute Jahaldi.
On the Super Tab, 6 Newshawk, $4 and $2, 3 Mars King, 140, no third for 4.
By L. Beasley, 410, 220. Second going to number 3, Mars King, will pay 150, going over the concluding stages. I just wonder if he had have been able to be revved up from the top of the straight, Mars King, whether it wouldn't have been much in it. Newshawk was rapidly being grabbed by Mars King. But
treble 266 to pay $139.30.
And the third horse, number 4, Old Man, no dividend. The winner, Newshawk, trained by J.B. Cummings for the Guri Pastoral Company. A grey gelding 3 by Canny Ladd from Daily Dispatch and ridden by L. Beasley. Number 3, Mars King, a 3-year-old chestnut gelding by Mars K. Katie's Kingdom, Jack Denham, Jim Cassidy, and 4 Old Man, the brown or black gelding, a 3-year-old Dr. Grace Trapes, J.R. Hawks, R.M. Quinn. 6-3-4, 2 ran fourth, and that was conspicuously. Time 1:38.14, 1:38.14, well outside the class record. Not much more to add there. Race number 6 is the Tattersalls Club Cup. Take out 5, Mr. Neslo. Blinkers on 6, Angelin.
Pool 3-1-4 for John Russell. Off at Bega.
Line, Count Secret, the favourite. He missed it by about a half length, but he's ridden hard to get going. Matt My Brat won the jump from Our Little Grey, and now Count Secret spearing up. He drives through to be on the outside of the leader. They were followed by Amesgay at the end of 200 metres, with Gilhur on his outside and Morpheus at the tail, about 8 or 9 from the leader. They're racing to the 800, and Count Secret's done some work early. He comes to the 800-metre pole, just in front of Matt My Brat, who holds the fence. Pace is good. 3 away, Our Little Grey. 3 to Gilhur, further 2 to Amesgay, and 1 length to Morpheus. The tail on the side of the course, 600 out, and Matt My Brat again sped through on the inside to lead narrowly from Count Secret, the favourite. He's out of 3, Our Little Grey, a further 4 away, Gilhur, Morpheus and Amesgay, the tail. They're inside the 300 too. These 2 leaders have gone hard. They're about to swing. Matt My Brat under the stick, so too Count Secret the outside. Our Little Grey has tracked them. A run on the inside for Gilhur as Matt My Brat made the corner awkwardly, and Gilhur made up a ton of ground quick. Matt My Brat, Count Secret grabbed by Our Little Grey, but Gilhur has dashed on the inside. Gilhur and Our Little Grey. Gilhur doing the better, and Gilhur comes away to score. Gilhur beat Our Little Grey. Third in Morpheus. The leaders, they couldn't keep going that.